All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Freezin NFC North Podcast, episode 122. Ben Johnson, maybe is already the best coach in the division. Downfall for the Detroit Lions coming, plus playoff review, all that fun stuff. And of course, we'll throw in Packers stuff. I don't know if we're going to throw in Viking stuff because, again, we're still waiting on our Viking person to come, which we may be waiting a long time. But hey, always great to have everyone join us, and always great to have you back again, Trev. Where can we find you as we get started?
Yeah, you can find me everywhere on RevTrevNFL. And I guess it's the off season, eh? For us,
It is.
I predicted the NFC North was going to be in the Super Bowl. Someone was going to be there, man.
Yeah, we said it. Yeah, we were wrong.
We were wrong. Hey, the beauty about next season is we can always say next season maybe we're going to be right, and maybe it's going to be the Bears. I mean, especially with Ben Johnson, all this excitement here. We'll get there. You can find me on NFL Outdated on Twitter X. You can find me on NFL Outdated on the YouTube, and Freezin 4 Pod on TikTok. Plus, we have we're always joined by our Detroit mainstay. Welcome, sir. Where can we find you?
7th letter 4 on Twitter X, same OG on Instagram and Facebook. Go Lions.
Lions. I mean, we'll kind of get right down to it with the Lions. Obviously, Trevor, we haven't heard from you a little bit. Obviously, you've had family stuff. Obviously, great to have you back. But I mean, tell us a little bit about the Lions. I mean, they're kind of in a weird spot here. Obviously, they had expectations and they didn't meet them, and now they're losing both their coaches. And obviously, I love me some Ben Johnson. I mean, I'll let you respond here in a bit, 7th letter. But Trev, what are your thoughts on Ben Johnson leaving the Lions?
Yeah, I think it's significant losing the DC and the OC. I mean, that's significant, but I mean, they still have the same players. And if Hutchinson comes back, I mean, what the guy was leading the team in sacks, and he had been out for weeks and weeks and weeks, and he was still leading them by 4. So I don't know. I just think this team's really good. I mean, it's not like you lost Campbell, but yeah, I don't know. It's sad. It was a sad way to go down. I did not see the Commanders beating the Lions. I'm still in shock personally, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have a really I think the Bears, it's exciting for you guys because you landed the big fish and finally you got a good coach. And I think that's great. I think that's great I'm so sick of the excuses that you guys have bad coaching. So he better be good. But what I didn't like about Ben Johnson going there is what he said immediately after. Oh, this is the place I wanted to be. This is the Olympic. Give me a stinking break. It's like, oh my goodness, you're going to get paid a lot of money. If I was him, I just would have went to Vegas. I would have been like, there's no way I want to go to this crap show called The Bears. but at the end of the day, I mean, good for him. He got the opportunity he wanted, and that's great. But stop pretending like this is the greatest job in sports. But I do think it affects the Lions. But I think 7th letter would have a better perspective on the effect of the Lions because, I mean, you still have the players and you can still, I mean, I don't know.
Well, here we go. So you just got me thinking about that, Trev, here. So obviously Ben Johnson had a chance to go to Vegas and he went to the Bears. So he turned down Sin City for.
Well, that's smart.
No. All right. He turned down Sin City for Win City. There we go. Chicago is now City? Chicago is now Win City. It's
I know it starts with WIN, but there's a DY. There's a DY.
Okay. I'm gonna get this hashtag Win City going.
Actually, I like that one though, Andy. You could really milk that.
I am going.
That's your new shirt.
Win City. I think it is. I'm obviously I've got my shirt going into the draft in Green Bay. I can wear my Jordan Love is mid shirt now. I can wear that, and now I'm going to have this Chicago is Win City. I think I'm going to run with that one. So obviously I'm excited. Bears have the big fish. So you're not so sold on Ben Johnson. I mean, are you sure it's not just sour grapes, 7th letter?
No, what I always say about him, he get too cute. That's why we lost to the Commanders. Like, yo, what are we doing trick plays and we down 10? Like I told you about him. He loves to do he's very creative. But there's like when you're blowing out the Cowboys, fine. You know what I'm saying? But like when you're down 10 and you need to score, you don't do a option pass to the dumbest player on our offense. Like you don't do that. Like I would pick Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra would have threw it out of bounds. You don't do that with Jameson Williams. You don't do that. It's like they just, like they both coordinators had the worst, days as Lions on the same day and had jobs before the end of the week. I'm good, yo. He can go. I've been said that though. I look at the Eagles and I'm like, yeah, run the ball. Like, just keep doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just run it. Everybody was getting busy, blanking shit. Like the other one, the white boy was getting Shipley. Like, come on, like everybody running on the Commanders. Jahmyr Gibbs was averaging 9 yards a carry at one point, and he decided he's still throwing the ball. He getting 20 a clip. You know what I'm saying? Like he breaking one eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like, Graham Glasgow has to go. Like it's over. He was getting beat all game. You know what I'm saying? Like Jared Goff getting pressured 20 times. Like that don't never happen. So it's like it was just a recipe for destruction. Those slow developing plays that they do. Like get him out. Aaron Glenn, fine, go. Like he wasn't. You know what? He'll probably be a really good head coach,
especially with the Jets. I think that's a really good fit there.
Very good head coach because he is a leader of men, and all the players loved him. And he's the type of guy you can go to his house and watch film with him. Like he is a leader of men, and I think he'll be a better head coach than he was at DC. And honestly, he did pretty well. Like he had like the cornerbacks that he needed for the first time, and the defense played well. You know what I mean? You lose Aiden Hutchinson, you lose Aleem McNeil, you can't rush the passer anymore. So I don't know why we still playing man, but that's what he wanted to do. So we lost. You know what I mean? We got killed. I said that about Jalen Dang. I said it's not a good matchup for us, but I was just betting on him being a rookie and doing some rookie stuff, but he didn't. He played pretty good. The score from the Eagles game, it got ugly in the fourth quarter, but like it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? They had got within I think they tied it up at one point and were down 7. You know what I'm saying? Like they kept it close for a little bit. It's just the Eagles are a talented team. They usually kind of wear you out with their talent at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Then they start pinning their ears back and start playing serious, and then they end up blowing you out at the end. But I still think they're carried by Saquon, and I think we could have beat them personally. You know what I'm saying? But we just didn't play.
Well, I mean, it didn't help all the injuries and all that stuff. I mean, that's obviously not an excuse.
It's different. We talking different. We talking about us in the Super Bowl next week. If Aiden Hutchinson and Aleem McNeil is there, I don't even need the corners. But like, if you can't stop the run, you're not gonna win. And that's the thing. We couldn't do it.
So you talk about coaching, and obviously, I think some of these coaches, it takes them a little while to actually kind of, build up to kind of, win the big one, get there, all that stuff. And I think it'll be interesting to see what Dan Campbell learns from this season. Obviously, there was pedal to the metal, like we're not gonna, have any excuse. And obviously, you had that regular season, but you have the atrophy as far as all of the injuries. So
attrition, man. It's like you can't really do it with that.
It's almost like, I mean, obviously, I say this analogy because I know you're a Bulls fan, you're a Jordan fan. Back in the 90s, right? It was like 72-10. I mean, they went for that, and they got the all-time record at that time, right? But then after that, they just kind of like, well, they know some of the best players know how to, especially in the NBA, knew how to turn it on and turn it off. And for the regular season to the postseason. Now it's a little bit different NBA, but obviously, Dan Campbell's going to have to figure that out, how to, keep the intensity up during the regular season, but also dial it back a little bit. I don't know.
We won 2 games in the playoffs last year. So it's not that. It was just like the injuries finally caught up to us. We ran into a well coached. This is the year in the NFL this year. If this year, running game and coaching matters. That's what this year has showed us. The Bears aren't their record. They're much better than that. You know what I'm saying? I would even say the Jaguars are better than that record. You know what I'm saying? It's coaching. Coaching is super important. Now, in the playoffs, we got a week to just dial in. We ain't got to worry about next week because we don't know who we playing, and we looking at all the film every week. We know where to attack. Like I said last week, the Commanders game is very similar to the Bills game, where Josh Allen realized we don't have no linebackers, and he just completed passes to running backs the whole game. Last week, 2 weeks ago against us, the Commanders, once Amik Robinson broke his arm, they just went off on our cornerbacks. It wasn't nothing we could do. We got filled during the game. Oh, that's it for him.
Well, so I obviously things are kind of in flux right now, but I want to start with you, Trev, on this one. So let's go ahead and rank.
Before you start, Ben Johnson is going to be a really good coach for you guys. All right, thank me later. But he don't have that offensive line, so be patient.
That's fair. Well, right? I love that he brought along Antoine Randall. That's one of the
and he's going to be a great receivers coach. And Keenan Allen will not be there because it won't work out. Okay, he's going to hold them accountable. He's going to make them. DJ Moore is going to be actually. You know who going to be really good this year? My boy. What's the fast guy y'all got?
Oh, Tyler Scott.
Yes. Watch.
Okay. Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
They're going to use him. That's your Jameson Williams. He retarded a little bit, can't catch that well, but he's fast.
Watch. So let's go ahead and do this. Obviously, it's in flux. I'm going to start with you, Trev, on this one. Go ahead and rank the NFC North Division coaching staffs then.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a great question.
Obviously,
like that a lot.
You have the head coach, right? And I mean, that's completely different because, I
think it changes a bit here with Detroit because of those losing those two guys, it does change it. But I think they're all so good, especially just the Ben Johnson to Chicago. It's such an upgrade. So I would still put them as the bottom until he proves it. And it's not a disrespect to Ben Johnson. Yeah, it's just that fair. I think the O-line, you once you fix your O-line, then you're going to be in this spot. I don't know. The way that our team ended, you'd have to put the Packers at third. So we'll go Bears 4, Packers 3rd. I'll go Detroit 2 and Minnesota 1 just because of the switchover. Okay. But you can flip-flop any of those top 3. But I think you can't move the Packers above the Minnesota Vikings or the Detroit Lions just because we didn't beat anyone good this year.
Yeah. So. What about you, seventh letter on that? Are you agreeing there?
Coaching staff. Y'all got Dennis Allen, defensive coordinator, right?
Dennis Allen, yep, absolutely.
That's a former head coach, and he does coach defense well. That's one thing he does do, and you do have the personnel to do what you got to do out there. So if everybody come back, y'all maybe add another pass rusher. The Bears gonna have another top 10 defense again. He got the pieces. So Ben Johnson's staff is pretty good, over there. They are improving, but Dennis Allen is proven as far as defensively. He's a good coach. And he does have the pieces. I have to probably go to Vikings because of the just the continuation of 3 years together and everything. And Shepard has been a defense linebackers coach for us, so he hasn't been a defensive coordinator yet. And I hope he doesn't carry that same philosophy that Aaron Glenn does, blitzing when you don't have to and all that dumb shit that he was doing.
Is that who's going to be the Lions? Have they decided who's going to be the Lions DC yet?
Yeah, Calvin Shepard. He was our linebacker coach. So
okay.
But he's been prepping, and he's another guy that's going to hold people accountable. He's the guy that started Malcolm Rodriguez over a number 1 draft pick. You know what I'm saying? Put the rookie in, and he's a good coach. I just don't know yet as a defensive coordinator what he's like and what his style is. Aaron Glenn is very aggressive. I don't know what he's like. I imagine he'd be aggressive because my coach is aggressive, so he's going to probably follow that philosophy. But there's just a lot of times that, like, if you don't got cornerbacks that can cover, like, bro, don't blitz, please. Just play zone, especially against a running quarterback. I don't know what we have against that, but fine. I'll have to go. I will put Lions probably last at this moment because they are the most improving. You know what I'm saying? I think I got the best head coach, but that's just because I just like the way he coaches, to be honest. Like, I know people like the analytical guy and the offensive minded guy, but I just like far as like culture and everything that he stands for and the team totally identifying with the coach. Dan Campbell's the best head coach, but like far as staff, they're just so improving. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't say that they're better than the Vikings or even the Packers yet. So I don't know. It's probably like I'm gonna go. Ben Johnson has a better staff on paper at the moment because I do know Dennis Allen, I do know Ben Johnson, but he is unproven head coach. I'll go 3, Lions 3, Bears last. Fuck Ben Johnson. And Vikings 1, Lions. I got who else on that in our division? The Packers. I like the Packers head coach and defense coordinator, honestly. So
I don't know.
Got a lot this year too. So it's like I don't know.
LaFleur is getting a lot of like flack here in Wisconsin, and for his coaching. Obviously, he's got and really weird that the Packers offensive coordinator got a lot of interviews, plus even for the Bears head coaching position, because I don't know why. He doesn't call plays. I don't believe he's kind of been. I think a lot of Packer fans that aren't a fan of him. I don't
know. Was Jordan Love hurt? Did he got to come out and say I wasn't healthy this year? He just was different this year. Like,
see, that's it, right? He's hurt. That's what I'm hearing online. And
I think he was. I don't think he ever returned to form after the first game. To be honest,
well, isn't that the thing? You're hurt. Are you hurt or you injured? Right? Are you hurt or you injured?
It depends on where you're injured, though. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he.
Yeah.
It's just the throwing off the back foot all the time. Like I just think that was his way of not like Derek Carr, for example. He's a much different quarterback after the ACL. He's just different now. Like he's just different. That's fair. So I think that's in his head and the way he hyperextended his leg. Like he just never looked comfortable on his feet in the pocket anymore. It was all arm and NFL, like you can get away with it, but when you play against real teams, I don't know. I think he was hurt, man. Like I just don't think he just got that bad, yo. Sorry.
No, that's fair. I mean, obviously he was hurt. But I mean, if you're hurt enough that you're gonna cause your team games, I mean, get out of there. But I think when you look at the Bears, obviously this is on paper and this is early on. Dennis Allen, top 10 scoring defense 4 of his last 5 seasons. Obviously different players, but he actually did a lot with less on the Saints, right? I mean, I don't know if I can name too many of their defenders. I'm sure that they had some good ones, right? But overall, I think the Bears have more talent on defense. So Dennis Allen was able to do a lot with the scoring defense, and I like that because obviously if they're creating turnovers, those type of things, I mean that's huge.
Y'all already do
field position, right? Yeah. But field position and really, helping give the offense an opportunity to maybe turn those into points. So, and then Ben Johnson, obviously with different offensive line, that top 5 scoring offense each of the last 3 seasons. So like that combination, it's there on paper. I'm not going to say they're number 1. I am going to say the Vikings are the best because obviously, what Kevin O'Connell's been able to do with trash QBs. I mean, it's just and obviously
also, Ben Johnson's superpower is building an offense around a quarterback. So I think with that being said, the offense is gonna be better because Caleb Williams is a much more explosive athlete. You know what I mean? For weight, a stronger arm, get out the pocket and make things happen. So I'm sure he'll the offensive line are coming up. It's just that the run game will probably suffer a little bit. But
Mhm.
also, if they throw some RPOs in there and they leave, take away the backside, leave some on the backside, you'll be able to eat kind of like, how Dalvin Cook, little brother, eating over there in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? So draft your running back, I imagine, because that's what you're going to draft an offensive player.
Yes.
You're probably going to reach for home. Like, you should go offensive line,
Absolutely.
but you're probably going to reach for a running back because he loves, to run the ball. Like, until he don't, but
yeah, I hate seeing these mock drafts that say they're picking Ashton Janty in the first round. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
He need line.
Yeah,
that's a good running back.
Absolutely, he's good, but offensive lineman has to be the top pick, and we'll kind of obviously, as the get into it a little bit more, draft wise, but so I'm going. I'll go with the Vikings first. Since the Packers are still kind of, they've proven they've been there. Packers number 2. I'm going to say the Bears are number 3. Oh my coaching staff, and Lions are last.
That's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah. So,
it's just hypothetical at this stage.
Anyway. Oh, absolutely.
The 2-time defending NFC North.
That's
champion.
right. Okay. The 5-time NFC North division champions, the Detroit Lions. 5 times, baby.
You know what?
Love it. Love it.
The Lions are going to be interesting going into 2025 because I think they might be, interestingly enough, they might be overlooked. They might be, as far as with all the coaching.
I think that fits us better. I ain't gonna lie. I think that fits us better. Like I honestly, you know how Jared Goff got off to a slow start this season? Like, that little break, like, I wanted to get healthy, and I thought we would add, like, maybe get Carlton Davis back or something, but, like, ain't nobody come back but Montgomery, and he didn't look right. Like, like, that week, I would have loved to have a wild card game. I'd have felt a little better. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jared Goff would have still been hot. He seemed a little off that day. Like, nah, man. Nah, yeah. I ain't like it. I don't want the bye week no more. I don't want it.
But I have a question for you regarding that game because I haven't been able to chat with you about it. A lot of my friends, we were talking about when he threw that pick and then he got nailed and they were going for like pick 6 and they launched him. It was like that's the moment he got hurt and he was not the same.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. But yeah, he did look a little concussed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, man, I actually think that was the difference in the whole game. But did you feel that way? Or is it just kind of like we're non-biased at this moment? We're all thinking the Lions are going to win this game. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden it's like, how does this guy throw 5 picks? And I'm like, well, if you're concussed, that's why. Like I had a friend.
Yeah, that one right there.
I had a friend who got a concussion, though, 7-letter. Like he got concussion in a game. And he was the quarterback, and he went up, and he called the play, and he went up to the line of scrimmage, and he couldn't remember the play.
Oh, wow.
And it's like
I was like kind of like I was really mad. So it's like, and I was in a hospital, so I was like, it didn't even affect me like that. Like I was like, whatever, yo. I was mad as hell. I ain't gonna lie. I was heated. Actually, the fourth quarter with like 6 minutes left, like I just kind of went to the massage chair and got like a chair massage and was kind of looking in on NFL.com. Like, man, we blew this. I already know what time it is. Yeah, it was. He might have been concussed. Maybe because I haven't been able to look at the game. Like I can't. I was on a treadmill and I was going to run for 45 minutes. And then they was playing it on ESPN. I'm like, oh, hell no. I got off. Went, did some abs, came back. It was off. Next thing I know, NFL Network, the whole game is on.
Oh, man.
Oh, hell no. I ain't doing this.
Well, that's why I was not watching any of the lead up to the Lions and Commanders game or the Commanders and Eagles game because you know what they kept showing over and over again? They kept showing the Bears Hail Mary over and over and over again. I was done with that. I'm like,
are you like that, Jeff?
For what?
Like when your team lose, like could you look at like sports TV and all that?
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah, I just gotta be able to. I just gotta feel like I need it to grieve. You know, Like I know friends of mine, like for my favorite hockey team, they still haven't seen the other team actually win on that last second. They turned it off. Anytime it's coming on, they turn off. I'm not like that, but it's painful. I'll admit. It's not like I like watching it, but
my dad was.
But then I got to go the other way too. Like I just keep watching, like 4th and 2, and they throw it to Randall Cobb against the Bears, and that right. Like I watch that all the time. I watch Rodgers to Rodgers against the Detroit Lions all the time. Like I don't know. I think if you like that, you got to be able to take the good with the bad. But it's not that I put it on repeat.
Yo, I turned the game on. The game was 30 seconds in. My father said, "Yo, the game on." I said, "Man, I'm not watching that game until it's on. I don't want to see no Detroit highlights, man. Hell no. No.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that. Can't, yo. I can't. I die when I lose. Like, I'm not well. My wife says, it's a shame that whether or not the Detroit Lions win our marriage, like yes, it matters. Okay? It just does. I'm hurt when I lose. Physically ill. Like, ill. Like, hold up. I forgot to show y'all. Look what I got.
Well, that's nice.
It's a lamp. Look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
That is nice.
Yeah. It took a year to get here, but it's here.
A year?
I ordered it last year when I bought this.
It took a year?
Yeah.
That is insane. Oh, man. That's hilarious.
It should have said that.
I go into sports depression when my team loses. My wife and kids, my kids are like, what's wrong with dad? And mom's like, oh, this team lost.
Yeah, Packers.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You guys know how I deal with it, so.
Oh, yeah. Really well. Really well. Probably the best of all three of us.
Well, I put it into other endeavors.
Facebook. He had a restaurant.
What happens is you defriend somebody. That's what happens. When you lose, you defriend somebody. It's us next, right? It's us next.
He's so mad, yo.
Thank God the Packers lost to the Bears on the last week, right? Wouldn't you? I'd be gone.
Be out of here. Be no Packers ever. Be like, how are the Packers doing? Oh, crickets. Whoops. Speaking of the Packers, this is way too early, right? But let's go ahead and look at some of their opponents. It's going to be an interesting year, I think. So I actually I was talking to coworkers today, and I was saying I think the Bears are going to be 11-6, just kind of, in general. And my coworker, who is a Packer fan, he said 11-6 is not going to win the division. I don't know about that, or not going to make the playoffs. Probably not win the division, but I think we may have more 12-5, 11-6, 10-7 with the opponents that we have. I mean, look at this. All right, so here's some of the Packer home opponents. Obviously, the Bears, Lions, Vikings, Eagles, Commanders, Ravens, Bengals. Are you kidding me? Like, that's the home. I mean, that's going to be good. That's home.
I need to fly to Green Bay this year. That's what I got to do.
Hey,
I've never been to Lambeau.
I'll meet you there.
Okay.
All right. So these are. I mean, those are some tough games, right? Panthers are even coming up as well. But here are the road opponents. Cowboys.
Blowout.
Giants are so good.
Blowout.
Browns. Oh my goodness.
Browns if they get Shedeur Sanders, but the Steelers are going to be tough. The Cardinals, the Broncos are up and coming. So these, I don't know. I mean, obviously,
it's going to be tough.
But you get a better home, the tougher games at home, which obviously would be helpful. So I don't know. This looks tough, right?
Yeah. I don't think the road opponents look that. I mean, I guess the Steelers are always tough. But
I mean, they don't even have a
Cardinals aren't tough. I don't know what the Broncos are. They going to be good again? Just because they were good last year doesn't mean they're going to be good this year.
Yeah, Nick's could be down. Yep.
But I always those rival games are tough every single time. Yep. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be good. I think like Dallas, Giants, Browns, Cardinals, Broncos. Those are all winnable games.
Yep.
But I don't know what happens with the Steelers. We always seem to struggle with the Steelers.
Everybody does, though.
And then we got smoked by their division this year. So it's like if we can't compete with the division, then I don't know.
I mean, it looked like a tough schedule, but again, like I just don't. I just, like it's like y'all good too. Y'all got pieces too. I do think y'all need like maybe a true number one receiver. Like sadly, like Watson is like always hurt.
Yeah.
Like always hurt. I think it'd have been a much different game against the Eagles if you played. Oh shit! Also, shoot, you lost your top two more after that. So
I've heard someone floating around that the Packers should trade Dobbs and picks for Garrett Wilson. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But Garrett Wilson may.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Garrett Wilson may try to force his way out. I think if Rodgers is there, I don't think Garrett Wilson's going to want to stay with the Jets. So
the guy I want is T. Higgins. Everyone keeps linking us to DK Metcalf, and I love DK Metcalf, but I think he's a head case. I think he'll cost you a game or two.
He's too much candy.
He's a bit of a head case, and we don't like that in Green Bay. But T. Higgins is the guy I want.
Yeah, he would be solid for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's a solid number one though. I mean,
what? Are you kidding me? What? You know how I know T. Higgins is good. Whenever Chase is hurt, T. Higgins goes off. He's a number one. Okay, he's a number one.
I love how you go
the Vikings last year.
Remember
the Vikings last year? Remember the Vikings game last year?
Oh, did he? He was the one that did that kind of back. Oh, that was
that's a number
hell
one.
of a catch. Yeah, I forgot.
And he's the best high pointer of the football in the NFL.
Ooh.
Yeah,
best of the business. Very
well, good because Jordan Love's not that accurate according to Andy. So then he'll catch those, right?
No, he'll catch them. He's a problem. He's good.
You're learning some things,
Trav. Another person to stretch the field because Watson is just not. That hamstring is going to fall off the bone. I think he got an ACL too, right? So he's at the end of the season. So he's done until at least week 6 or 7. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But damn, I don't want no T. Higgins to go to Green Bay. Hell no. No way.
Let's look at the Bears schedule. And admittedly, it is actually tough. The home opponents. I'm loving this Cowboys matchup here. You know who the new defense coordinator is for the Cowboys?
Oh yeah, Eberflus
coming to Chicago.
I wanted to ask you about that. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great place, great fit for him. He is a fantastic defensive coordinator. I think
that's the first thing good he ever said about the Flus, and it's like other than them cargo pants, of course. But that's the first good thing ever. He is a very good defensive coordinator.
Correct. I think and someone was saying today. Another coworker was saying that he thinks the Cowboys are going to have a better record than the Bears, which hey, it could happen, right? Yeah, I think the cupboard is a little bit bare for the Cowboys. They've got a lot to prove. I don't know about Dak, right? But the biggest thing is, Jerry Jones. Does he really want to win, right?
Bro, it's too much money in the quarterback, the wide receiver, and then they got to pay Parsons. So they're not going. They better draft well. And
Tell you what, though, I've been watching this Landman show on Paramount. Fantastic show, Billy Bob Thornton, and actually Jerry Jones does a fantastic acting, portrayal of himself in that movie. It's fantastic. But right now he's kind of acting like an owner that wants to win.
Signed this offensive coordinator to be his head coach, like
Brian Schottenheimer. Did you see that? Who is that? Oh gosh, that commentator that broke up with the Cowboys became a Lions fan. I think I sent that to you.
Who was it? I don't know.
Oh, he's a fantasy guy and huge Cowboy fan. Huge Cowboy fan, and broke up with the Cowboys because of
I saw that
Schottenheimer pick. I mean, it's.
But they didn't have a choice, did they? Like they didn't have the money to go get a coach, right? Isn't that how it works?
They got the money? Are you
isn't to go against some of the cap stuff or no?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Okay,
coach does not go against cap.
Not the Cowboys. What?
Well, and the coach does not.
In the league.
That's why the Bears could pay $13 million for Ben Johnson. right? Yeah. Coach,
Okay.
it does not go against cap. I think that's just, big time, Jerry Jones. I don't know. He just thinks he's smarter than everybody else. And obviously it's proven he hasn't.
Yeah, he wants control. Have you Trev, have you saw the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix?
Oh, yeah, so good.
All right, so remember when Vince McMahon's son, and he wanted his son, you got to take it from me. You're not man enough to take it from me. That's Jerry Jones, yo. That Vince McMahon shit, that's Jerry Jones. Like he's gonna keep control for as long as he got breath in his lungs, yo. Even though he seems senile now, he the one thought that you don't build the offense around, Henry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why he would ever not, but whatever. Like, you couldn't run the ball for 2 years.
By some Cowboys podcasters and media people, I've been told Stephen Jones is kind of in control, but it's Jerry Jones, really. And he likes it. Like a lot of these owners, they like to hear themselves talk. They just like to be in control. I get it. I mean, he's making a lot of money, but do you really want to win? All right. Thanks, Derek Carter, here joining in. Detroit, you're turning back into a pumpkin. Green Bay, your Hall of Fame quarterback play is over. I love that. Go Bears. Thank you, Derek, for commenting.
How you doing, Derek? How you doing, Derek? That's those pretty strong words after your record this year, but shout out to you, Derek, man.
Hey, you did say we're not as bad as our record. You did say that.
Think you're that bad at all. I just think that y'all.
I think you are.
I just don't like that they pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like the quarterback is going to be. I know they sleeping on them because of the the record they had, and James Daniels doing all this winning, but it'll be all right. It's kind of going to be like the Bryce thing, and he had a better year than Bryce had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bryce is the quarterback, but it just took some time. That's all.
It did. So these home opponents for the Bears, obviously the Browns, will be interesting to see. Maybe they get Shadur Sanders, whatever, but the Browns don't have a quarterback. Okay, we don't know. Cowboys.
They got to come off one of them. They're going to come off that pass rusher or that cornerback. One of them got to come.
And they said they're not going to trade Garrett. So that's what they've said.
Give me the cornerback. Give me the cornerback.
Yeah. So obviously division. The Saints, that's going to be another revenge game for Dennis Allen. Giants, Steelers. We have Steelers is going to be interesting, especially if the Steelers don't know who they're going to have as quarterback, right? They decide they want one of either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. How crazy would that be if they go with Justin Fields because he's younger, and he is the quarterback for the Steelers going into Chicago? That would be must-see TV right there.
I think he's broken. I think he broke.
We might have. He was starting. I feel like he was starting to kind of get things going, right?
And then that Cowboys game happened.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know. I mean, we kind of
You broke him, Andy. You broke him. He's broken.
I know. Eberflus broke him.
Trubisky. Keep saying it. Trubisky.
So Bears road opponents. We have some tough road opponents. This is going to be tough. So that's why I wonder if 11-6, 10-7, and still in the playoffs, possibly. Ravens are going to be tough. Bengals are going to be back next year, right? I mean, they turn it on. Obviously division. The Raiders are not going to be anything. Eagles are going to be tough. 49ers may be back as well. And the Commanders, these are some tough road opponents. Wow. So, this is
man, don't sleep on the Raiders, yo. Don't sleep on them. The defense was ranked 11th in the NFL. They got a better coach now. Even though they shouldn't have fired my man, because I don't know who's going to win with O'Connell and Darren Minshew, but that wasn't fair, but that's just life in the NFL. Baltimore Ravens is a regular season team, so they're going to probably look like the best team on earth. Mm-hmm. Bengals, I don't know. They're going to lose T. Higgins. I don't know. That might affect, the quarterback in a way. I don't know. Maybe.
I think he's one of those quarterbacks. He's going to be good regardless,
San Fran's going to get rid of some pieces because they got to fix that cap. So I don't know if San Fran might take a step back. They're going to get rid of some of those. I don't know. They're a different team without Debo, because I think Debo's the one that's going to go. And I think that Debo was I don't know, something about when you got that physicality. You know what I mean? Physicality in the NFL, when you tougher than the other team. I just think Debo adds that. I know San Fran don't like him, You know what I'm saying? But because I was talking to a San Fran fan on Sunday, he was like, I hate him. I don't like him. I don't like him. He always hurt or sick or something. Like, he got pneumonia. Why he can't run? I said, what? He can't breathe. Like,
yeah. He was like a warrior, that's the problem. Like, they get him always hurt, McCaffrey always hurt, but I mean, those are some talented players. And
I don't want Debo to go to like the Packers or nothing. That'll be scary for me. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Because that'll make them really rugged because they'll have Jacobs and him. Oh man.
That would be absolutely. So it's a tough schedule. A tough schedule here. Derek Carter also coming in here. Do you think we have a good head coach, receiving and quarterback coach, Detroit? So I think Bear fan asking if we have are we talking about Antoine Randall and
Ben Johnson is smart. I don't know about like leading men, but all of the offense loves him, and the world loves him. So you got the he just played his worst. He just coached his worst game in his last Detroit Lion game. Like, he just kind of did the fat boy Patricia thing, give up 500 yards in the Super Bowl and get a job after that. So must be.
Tell you what, it's hard to do, but he won the Chicago media over. So, and he's saying all the right things, right time. And we got the guy that we wanted. He's talking about to players, making sure they're going to get comfortable being uncomfortable because they're going to be challenged, all that stuff. And that's what you need. Like, we have Tyreek Stevenson after that Washington game. They suspended him for like a quarter, if that, so there has to be some accountability. And I feel like at least talking about leader of men, I think Ben Johnson at least is saying he's going to do that, and his staff's going to do that. Obviously the proof will be in the pudding, but you're going to miss Antoine Randall. You're going to miss Ben Johnson, right?
I was going to miss Hank Fraley.
Yes. I would have loved to have Hank Fraley.
Yeah, from what you said. Him. I told you that. I would miss him. Mm-hmm. You can take Ben Johnson, get his ass out of here. Please. I'm tired of him. Cute. So get ready for some cute offense in Chicago. It's going to be so cute.
All that. We already have painted nails, so we're good.
Word. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be a match made in heaven.
Well, speaking of perfect here, the Detroit Lions, look at their home opponents. Cowboys.
Dub. Okay, next. Go away.
All right.
Oh, you win all the home games, you're saying? Okay.
Nah, we won all of the road ones. All right, so.
These are the away ones.
Again, I'm going.
Man, the NFC North got a tough gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just trying to stress us out. But I think the NFL will be much more competitive this year. This year was like bad. The bad coaches got exposed.
Yeah,
they got exposed, and so everyone like the whole. Look at the AFC West now. It's just filled with really good coaches. Like, I don't know. I can't wait to play the Eagles. I can't wait to play Baltimore again. I think I was listening to Brad today. Man, we about to do something crazy. We about to do something crazy in free agency because they know what we need to get over the hump. So we'll be all right. I'm looking at 14-3.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay, but like, here's the thing, though. If you go back to that list, so away, you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 playoff teams from this year. Bengals, if they had another week, would be one. That's 8. Mm-hmm. And then if the Bears do something, the Bears always play you guys tough. So I don't know, man. I think I understand what you're saying, and I really like the Lions. Don't get me wrong, but that might be the toughest away schedule in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to play the Chiefs.
Right?
Can't wait.
Can you please beat them? Please.
We beat them already. Delicious.
So did we last time we played them too.
Everything looks delicious up here, man.
I think we'll talk about more next week, Super Bowl week, but I think the Eagles have what it takes with Saquon to beat the Chiefs.
Oh, God. Why are we doing this, man?
I'm not doing that anymore.
We are a part of Pat Mahomes' movie now. Like we used to be a part of Tom Brady's movie, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We know what's going to happen, all right? The Eagles are going to be winning with 3 minutes to go. Pat Mahomes gets the ball, 4th down, 2 4th-down conversions, finds somebody booty. Matter of fact, you know what's going to be? It's going to be the running back that used to play for the Bengals to score the winning touchdown. Like, I forget his name. He got the first down last game at the end. Like, we already know it's Pat Mahomes' movie, 3P. Andy Reid's fat ass gets to run with all the stuff. He says, I'm going to get a burger and all that after, with a cheeseburger.
Yeah, I don't know. It takes a lot.
I don't trust Jalen Hurts, and I know Spagnuolo is going to make Jalen Hurts beat him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a straight, just a slant route from the Eagles? Everything either Saquon or deep. That's it. That's it. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Okay? And he's going to blitz the shit out of him from the right side, so you got to run left. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Okay? They took what's his name? 17 out the game last week. They took him out. His legs wasn't even a factor. Every time they did the little tush push they do, they stupid. They keep on doing it to the left side. They had that shit piled up. I'm like, what they doing? Even though they cheated. And you always gotta, they're gonna cheat for them too. So keep that in mind. All right, keep that in mind. Pat Mahomes, 3 Super Bowls in a row. That's it.
I mean, you got to beat him. He's gonna be the best here. Obviously, Jared Goff. Mahomes.
He never beat him. He never beat Jared Goff.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Jared Goff's a good quarterback, man. He just
but how many times have they played each other?
Twice.
Yeah. Okay. That's still. The Lions did have obviously top 5 offense 3 years. So Ben Johnson helped with that first time in a long time.
No, Jahmyr Gibbs helped with that.
He did.
Jameson Williams helped with that. Amon-Ra St. Brown helped with that. All right, remember that. All right,
let's go ahead. Obviously, we don't have our Vikings person on today, but let's go ahead and look at their opponents here, all in one fell swoop here. Home opponents: Bears, Lions, Packers, Eagles, Commanders, Ravens, Bengals. So it's gonna be tough for all of us. Falcons, Vikings. What am I doing? Oh no, Falcons and away opponents. So the Vikings away opponents are the Bears, Lions, Packers, Cowboys, Giants, Browns, Steelers, Seahawks added, and the Chargers. It's going to be a little bit tougher for the Vikings. One of their away opponents being the Chargers. I'm not sure about the Seahawks, but the Chargers are going to be good again next year, I think.
They'll be even better, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Who's the starting quarterback for the Steelers next year?
Probably us. Probably you, Trev. We're going to call you. Yeah.
I'll take the paycheck.
Word.
The first time I get hit, I'm coming out.
I'm calling this now. I know you said Justin Fields is broke. I think they're going to go with Justin Fields. I think they're going to go with Justin Fields because Russell Wilson, I mean, he did prove that he could, be a competent quarterback and lead them to the playoffs. But I think just the upside, they're going to say, we can do this. Just one more offseason with Justin Fields.
My boys still can't read the defense, man.
I agree. I love Justin Fields, but I agree.
Literally only sees one side of the field. Yo, it's bad.
I absolutely agree. But I think some of these coordinators, they think, hey, just one more offseason with this guy. We'll get him in. He's been in the system. Give him another chance. And I think he's going to be the guy. And maybe he proves that he can be the guy going forward, get a long-term contract. Maybe not. I don't know, but I just think they're going to give him another shot. Who else is going to be?
Do you think the AFC North is overrated?
I don't think so. Janzi does.
I don't either.
Like that's, looking at it. I mean,
the Ravens, I think Lamar Jackson only lost to the NFC like once. Twice this year.
Yeah.
Twice. He lost to the Eagles this year. So twice. And they kill each other, and they all beat each other. They all 1-1 in the division. That's a tough division, yo. You gotta really.
Yeah, I disagree with Janzi as well. Yeah,
they don't win Super Bowls, I guess, but look at the Steelers. Their record is
nobody wins Super Bowls right now. So just Chiefs. That's all it is. Nobody.
It's just like the '90s Bulls. I mean, it's. Like you go back, Utah, Seattle had great basketball teams, but no one was beating Jordan. You just don't.
The Knicks were good. The Pacers were good that year.
You just no one was beating Jordan, and no one is beating Mahomes. And it's hard to dislike him. Mahomes.
Oh, it's very easy to dislike him. When you talk about his voice alone gets me out of here. Like I can't stand him. I don't like his wife. I don't like his brother, his father's the uncle. Like I don't like none of them. Wow. I can't stand him. Yeah, I don't like. I like what's the name better. I don't like Chris Jones always crying. Like get the fuck. Why is he crying?
I'm surprised about that. What was he crying about?
I don't know.
They were winning too, right?
I know.
Yeah, like what?
Here's the joy.
For? It's the 5th time you've been in the Super Bowl. What are you crying about, yo?
So, Janzi, bringing the AFC North back up here. That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, the Steelers, anytime you have a coach that hasn't had a losing record, I get it. It's 5 years ago. I'd love to have his record. I would have, if they would have fired him. I'm glad the Bears actually, in their due diligence, called the Steelers to see if they, would, want
to get that man a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, I don't know. Obviously, the Browns are on fire right now, and not in a good way.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I wouldn't want to be the Steelers because, they already in the playoffs or have a winning record, but that's the reason why they can't draft a quarterback because they always so low, so they can't really get a quarterback. So they have to have a losing season, which unfortunately would probably be, Mike Tomlin's demise. But you never got him a quarterback. Like you keep on recycling these people. He took you to the playoffs with Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph,
drafted ticket. Who? Come on, man.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I feel bad for Tomlin because it's like I'm good enough, but I can't get a quarterback because I win too much. It's like
it is. You just kind of average like that. And obviously you get in the playoffs and it's hard to do anything if you don't have a clutch quarterback, especially in that division. Joe Burrow, what he's done with less and obviously Lamar has his detractors, what he's done.
Because he chokes. Oh, okay. Let's keep it real. He's Peyton Manning was the best, but playoffs.
Well, yeah. But now you got obviously Josh Allen coming up, but Patrick Mahomes. Just how do you beat them? And that's what
you gotta kill him like Tom did. You gotta kill him. Because if you keep it close, the refs is gonna help him.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
That's fair.
You gotta kill them. You gotta blow them out. You gotta blow them out. You have to. And it's hard because they're super well coached team. They got the defense. It's like I don't know. It's never any drop off. You can lose whoever. It's just never any drop off ever. Scheme so well. Like I don't know.
That's why they need Justin Fields. Thanks for that, Derek. Yep, you need Justin Fields.
No,
Jay Fields.
No, I feel bad for Justin. Y'all ruined him, yo.
I do feel bad as well. So, as we kind of close out, Trev, what are you kind of looking for off-season wise? Obviously, draft, all that stuff. What are you kind of looking forward to, Packers?
You know what? I got something big to share with you guys about that.
Ooh.
This is my bold take, okay?
Ooh.
I think we're going to land a big fish, and I'm talking about big fish when it comes to a defensive lineman.
Reggie White?
We're going to get Max Crosby.
Oh.
I'm telling you, you heard it here first, right? On the Freezin 4 NFC North Podcast, episode 122. Somehow, some way, we are going to land Max Crosby. He's going to be in the green and gold this year. I have this weird feeling about it. I'm going to do a video on it.
Hey, that would scare me. Especially with some of the young players that you have. Your guy, oh gosh, I can't think of his name now.
Yeah, like Gary.
Gary, but then even defensively, the rookie that did really well.
Oh yeah.
So that would scare me defensively. So that's a pretty bold take, especially since Max Crosby was at the press conference, for good old Pete Carroll. That would scare me. I don't know about you, seventh letter, but that would scare me.
Yeah, that would be kind of whack. I wouldn't like that at all.
Edgerrin Cooper. Thanks, Janzy.
Edgerrin Cooper is.
Yes.
I have like a football man crush on this guy. Like you heard me say, I would have drafted him first with our first pick. That's how high I had him. I still cannot believe that not only we got him in the second round, but we traded back and got him in the second round. The idea that he's not considered for Defensive Player of the Year is an absolute atrocity. The guy got NFC. Huh?
How many weeks did he miss when he got hurt?
It doesn't matter. Listen to me. This guy got NFC Defensive Player of the Week twice as a rookie, and he's not on the list. I don't care how many weeks you miss. That is unbelievable.
That's pretty good.
Nobody else on that list did that, did they?
No,
that's fair. Yeah. And
you don't have to apologize. You have the right to be wrong, brother. It's fine. It's like miss too many games. Give me a stinking break. I'm just saying. This is my little rant for tonight. I haven't done any rants tonight, Andy. I feel like I'm disappointing you here. So let me just rant about this. I'm telling you right now, he's a difference maker, and that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. So,
hey, I'm giving you that. Obviously, I don't give the Packers much kudos, but he is one person on the defense that scares me, and I thought it would be my guy from Iowa that would be the one that would scare me. But Edgerrin Cooper, really, he's the real deal, and I'm sure he's kind of what you thought some of the other high draft picks were going to be. And so, and obviously, with the draft, I mean. When you look at Packers, you look at Bears, free agency draft. I mean, adding players is going to be huge. I mean, that's this season before this time of the year when nothing's happened, the contracts haven't been signed, all that stuff. Obviously, we haven't played the Super Bowl yet. Everything's out there. It's almost like the start of the baseball season. Like everybody is 0-0, and everything's a possibility. Like all these offensive linemen, all these players can sign. Just we don't know where people are going to go. Obviously, when you have holes that are starting to be filled, then you see how rosters get filled and how everything's going to start to shake out. On paper, that's one thing. So at this time, for me, I'm looking forward to that coaching staff getting around. Caleb Williams and really trying to help him grow. I'm looking forward to the second year of him, obviously with the new coaching staff, but then just even maturing and getting Keenan Allen, booting him out of there, and offensively what we're going to do. But even like defensively now, just all these new schemes. There's a lot that is going to be expected, but I think. It's just that much more excitement. It's more excitement as a Bears fan than we've had probably since the start of last season. But it's less hollow, right? I think we were all kind of, as Bears fans, we were excited for Caleb and we had that expectation, but then it was kind of like we have to do it with Eberflus. Okay, it was kind of like a little bit of hesitation because we had the pieces we thought. To have a good season, but then it's like, okay, well, we got this lame duck guy that he's new wardrobe and everything, new beard. Maybe he's going to do something, but
cargo pants.
What's that?
Cargo pants.
Oh, absolutely. Got to love the cargo pants. All right, so they're getting Trace Smithers and a center from Atlanta. Book it.
I like that bold.
That's bold. I think
Trey Smith ain't leaving KC.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, that's the thing.
Go ahead.
I would say, I mean, that's a good point. When we talk about good linemen, they get locked up by their teams, right? If you're playing
35 or something like that, you're not getting them. Yeah.
So the allure might be to play with Caleb Williams, especially if Trey Smith, if they three-peat to say, okay, well, hey, I've won what I could with Mahomes. Let's see what we do with this younger kid. But it's hard to leave, when you have an all-time great quarterback for a future all-time great in Chicago. But I didn't even get a response there from a seventh letter. So,
but I don't know. then you do that.
But here's the thing, though. Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, when do you go for the money and when do you go for the win? You know what I mean? Like, you're on the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they talk about Taylor Swift and all this other crap that's going on, but at the end of the day, it's like, don't you just want to be there at Arrowhead every week? And it's like, you can go get your money in Cleveland or, name whatever team that's not very good. It's like, I don't know. Like, it depends on like how much more money you're going to get. That's why it blew me away that Ben Johnson went to Chicago. Cause it's like, why would you do that? But he saw them firsthand. But like, how much more money is he going to make? And wouldn't you just want to stay in Detroit and just win with Detroit? But I get it. You want to be the man, right? But like, where's the jump and the difference? Like,
you get Caleb Williams.
So that's a great question. And listening to Chicago radio is fantastic. Actually, Ben Johnson, the agent, has really given a lot of insight to the whole process. And obviously he chose the Bears. So it's kind of like, you're going to say as much positive as possible, but his agent had a ton to say about what the Bears did with their process in their first Zoom interview with Ben Johnson. It was just Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson and just culture wise, what they were trying to do. And then just what they did with the interview process, how they enjoyed that part of it. And, really obviously money wise was a big part of it, but having that quarterback, I think was huge. You look at the Raiders, who's going to be their quarterback? When you're one of these coaches, the NBA, NFL, how many opportunities you get to be a head coach, right? You look at some of these head coaches that have flamed out. Ben Johnson, if he doesn't do well in Chicago, he's not gonna get another chance, right? So you want to have the quarterback to set you up for that. Vegas didn't have that. Jacksonville, oh my gosh,
yeah, that's bad.
That's bad, and the whole situation, but the quarterback, the head coach they got, he's kind of a goober. So situation matters.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And the way he went about it too, like, was so wrong. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't call Todd Bowles. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put Todd Bowles in the Todd Bowles, man. He done both his offensive coordinators left after 1 year.
How much money did he make in Detroit for 1 year?
Ben Johnson?
Yeah.
They gave him a raise last year because he stayed. So I'm sure it wasn't $13 million or nothing like that.
No.
So
the interesting thing,
him and what's the name got raises last year because they stayed. So
the interesting thing about head coaches, right? You only get a certain amount of opportunities. This was the year, and I'm on Ross St. Brown said that as well. This was the year. You got to jump. You look at what the Houston offense coordinator last year. He was a hot name, Bobby Slowick, right? And what happened this year? When
all your offensive line get hurt and your receivers get hurt, that's what happens.
Well, and then now he got fired, right?
Yeah, that's what
he got fired. So, you hit when the iron's hot, and that's, I think that's what Liam Cohen did, right? I don't think he's going to be a good head coach, right? But he did what he needed to do. He was a hot name, so he's taking the job. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are, just like dysfunctional enough to say, all right, we'll do this, right? So I don't know. And who knows if maybe next year, if the Packers turn around, Trev, maybe Adam Stenavich is the hot name on the list.
Yeah, maybe.
Every year is different, man. Every year is different.
And it is a little sad. Like, you build a culture, and in them him going to a division rival, that kind of hurts. Like, he knows what Detroit's going to do. You know what I mean? He's got to know what Campbell does, right? But in the flip side, Campbell's got to know how Ben Johnson thinks. Is he hiding things from Campbell?
I think like Campbell. Campbell, all right with him leaving. I ain't gonna lie. I think a part of me knows my coach a little bit, and I think I don't think he liked the trick plays, like when you're losing. I don't think he likes stop running the ball. I don't think he liked that. And it was like Ben Johnson had an interview like late in the season last year, and Dan Campbell, he said Dan brings me plays all the time, and some of them I keep, but other ones I kind of like, kind of lie and act like I'm gonna use them, but I don't use them or whatever. So it's like he's smart. Like he's a smart guy. Like he was like a economist or something, like something with numbers. He one of those smarter than the room guys. Like I just hope that Caleb Williams can like digest the playbook because it's pretty complicated. That's why it works for Jared Goff. You know what I'm saying? Because Jared Goff pretty smart too, and I think Caleb's smart, and I think they were saying stuff about Caleb not being able to truly read the defense, but I don't really believe that. Like, I'm thinking like the pressure was coming and he was moving.
Absolutely.
So I don't think it's that. Like, Caleb is pretty, clock management. You got to be coached to that. You know what I'm saying? And if you're on a team with a bunch of guys that, just watching you, basically, like, you're going to make a play. You know what I mean? They're going to definitely use the tight end a lot more because Ben Johnson was our tight ends coach when he got hired as offense coordinator. So he loves.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to use the tight end. So hopefully.
Yeah. So I just did a little bit of research as we're talking here. It's from ProFootballNetwork.com. The average coordinator makes around $1.5 million, with the top guys being paid $3 to $4 million. Yeah, so head coaching jobs are on the other hand, you earn usually around. Like some says 30 million guaranteed. That can't be the case, is it?
Well, not maybe guaranteed. Yeah. So like even if it's not per season, but it's guaranteed.
Okay,
right?
So he goes like and they said he got 13 million, which was unprecedented. Mike McDonald got 9 or something like that. And so no wonder Ben Johnson's smiling ear for ear. Like he gets to eat pizza and he gets to go and make $13 million. That's no wonder he left Detroit. Like,
well, and that's the thing. The problem, the Bears have always done it on the cheap, and this is the first time we actually open up the pocketbook for the hot, coaching candidate. So obviously, all is everything's roses right now. So
so you're gonna ask me what I think Detroit should do this offseason?
Yeah. What do you think Detroit should do? I forgot to ask you.
Absolutely nothing.
All right. No. What we should do is get Hassan Reddick.
Oh,
Sign Kevin Zeitler and resign Carlton Davis. See if we can get Tre'Davious Ward, but I doubt it. But I want Hassan Reddick. I need another pass rusher bad, but I want like a hybrid pass rusher, like somebody come from the linebacker and blitz. You know what I'm saying? And get through there. Somebody that's like more athletic that can truly get there on third down so we can get off the field still, because, I just think like we need that guy. We don't have that guy. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we won't. I don't think Lord, come on. Lord, don't let my whole defense get hurt again. Like, give me a break. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the regular season, but don't kill my whole defense. Everybody died.
Well, you got to remember, he's the God of good, not the God of bad. There's someone else out there that you should be blaming.
No. God, don't listen to Trev.
No. God doesn't bring the pain,
God,
brother.
No. Listen, God is not going to allow that to happen to me again, okay? Because he knows how I feel. Like, you could watch ESPN and stuff after you lose. I can't take it again. I should be playing next week. That's
right.
I should be playing. You know what I mean? God, don't let the whole defense get hurt again.
I had there's a Packer guy on Twitter that said the Packers versus the Bills, and that was the Super Bowl everyone wanted. No, I think the Super Bowl everyone wanted would have been the Lions and Bills, because then either one of the suffering franchises would have actually had that Super Bowl win. And that's what, like, I think when my team's not in it, that's what you kind of want. I want parity. I don't want the Chiefs. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is he is approaching, if not, he's got the opportunity to surpass Brady just with what he's doing, right? but it's just nice to see different teams win it.
Yes, I think Dan can rebound from coaches being gone. Absolutely, without a doubt. Yes, I think we got the personnel to do it. We got a pretty good roster, and Dan Campbell is like he's the man. I love that dude, yo.
I think the players too. I think that's going to be their challenge as well. Obviously, Amon-Ra's, those players are going to say, okay,
we got a whole bunch of petty people on the team. They very petty. My team is petty. Yes, and so they're going to take that to the heart. What did Amon-Ra say to Ben Johnson when he left? Well, we gonna fuck y'all up twice a year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we not playing. It's gonna be we the best team in the division. You know, the record proves it.
Yeah,
Let's go. We still gonna be the best team in the division. Let's go.
No, you're still on top. Well, I definitely appreciate everyone listening, commenting. It's been a great episode. Thanks again for coming back, Trev. Where can we find you, and where can we find your future rants here?
Yeah, RevTrevNFL. Find me everywhere. By the way, Andy, I've already made you 2 shirts for your Win City.
I just saw that. Yes, love that.
I gave you one. I'm sending you another one. As we're talking, you inspired me. So I don't expect royalties, just so you know. You can have it for free. And RevTrevNFL everywhere. Got lots of content brewing in my brain. But I'm just keeping low right now. I'm just doing playoff content right now. I just did I'm actually really looking forward to the Super Bowl. I like these 2 teams that made it. I'm really glad. And I know everyone wanted the Cinderella story with the Commanders, but I'm out. I like there's one thing you can win a game or 2. There's another thing to make a Super Bowl. And I'm really glad the Commanders didn't make it, because the Chiefs, Bills, or Ravens were going to destroy them. And it wasn't going to be good. I think the Eagles going is going to be really fun to watch. So,
yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And you can find me on NFL Outdated on the Twitter space, X. You can find me on YouTube. You can find us on Freezin #4 pod on TikTok. And obviously, I'm looking forward to all your rants and all that stuff, Trev, for sure. Obviously, much more to come with draft and all that fun stuff as well in off season. But we still have someone in the catbird seat. Where can we find you, 7th letter?
Twitter X, 7th letter 4, Facebook and Instagram, same OG, still reigning champ, top of the NFC North.
Absolutely. Well, and I'm sure we'll have a Viking person next week, and in the coming weeks.
I'm not sure about that.
We will hopefully have a little bit more perspective on that as well. So I definitely appreciate everyone for joining us. Once again, it's been the Freezin NFC North Podcast, and we will catch you again next week. Thanks again, everyone.
Peace.